Thank you for seeing new faces and old faces. I appreciate the time taking to hear the updates. I will do a share screen. I'm sure you have a lot of questions, but I think this new presentation will answer most of your questions. So my name is Iris Bincovich. I'm the CEO of Innocan Pharma. Innocan Pharma are developing drug delivery platforms to really make the CBD revolution. We welcome very openly the new regulations that are going to be set in Germany. And this is very exciting that it adds additional opportunities for medicine based on CBD. Innocan is traded on the CSE and the OTC and in Germany as well. Just before I start, I had received a lot of questions, but one question is, why do we translate all the news into Germany? We have a lot of investors who speak, coming from Germany, speak German, and all our press releases are being done both in English for the Canadian US market and in Germany. So we really value the German investors. I have been in Germany. We do this quite often to update. Again, I apologize, I don't speak any Germany, but if you have any questions, we will try to answer them as much as possible. So as a public company, of course, I have my disclosure. Just to recall, Innocan is a pharmaceutical company active in 3 different fields, and I will update regarding each field. We have our injectable cannabinoids via the liposome. We have CLX, stem cells, exosomes platform, and we have our premium consumer goods that we are selling. Management team, as we discussed before, I have a degree in chemistry. Most my career was in healthcare industry. Joran Drucker, in charge of business development, is covering for experience of public companies. Nir Avram, he's in charge of developing our formulation background in pharmacies. We have a Canadian CFO. Ronnie Camfrey joined us about 6 months ago, bringing experience in global and retails and COO and digital marketing. And Ron Meron, of course, is our active chairman, bringing his background from Teva Pharmaceutical, being the CEO of Teva Israel. I'm very, very proud of the advisory committee, which really assists us in the challenges we have on a daily basis, getting their advice, starting with Richard Serbin. He was Chief FDA Counsel and VP Corporate at Johnson & Johnson, among others. He's very well established in the pharmaceutical and financial industry in the States, and really positively share his network and contacts and his experience accompanied a lot of stages in the company. Dr. Kenji Kitanati he was ex-Sony in Japan, and he's assisting us opening the Asian market. Professor Chezi Bernholz, he is in charge of developing our injectables, and I will elaborate about him a bit later. Yizhar Shai was ex-Ministry of Science and Technology in the last Israel government as a seasonal businessman, which hold a lot of experience in public companies. Givi is helping us developing on the commercial side in the US and Europe. And we have 2 leading doctors who are assisting us in the development in the clinical stage of our products. I would like to take special care and present more deeply Professor Chezi Bernholz. Professor Bernholz in 1995 got approved the first nanodrug based on what we call the liposome. It was Doxil, it's anti-cancer drug that is marketed by Johnson & Johnson. Liposome comes from the word lipids. It's a few layers of lipids who trap ingredients we trap inside the CBD. Professor Chezi Bernholz approved 5 medicine in the FDA. So this facilitates a very smooth development stage, regulatory stage, and we take advantage of his experience on a daily basis, especially now that we are in the stage that we did the development and now we are the proof of concept or pre-IND meeting, preparing everything, but I will elaborate a bit later. Recently, we got very fortunate to work with Antonio Bennett. He is our animal health advisor. His background is very impressive, being global head R&D at Novartis Animal Health, vice president in R&D at Pfizer Animal Health, and working at Merck and additional pharmaceutical companies. As our first project, we want to do licensing and target animal health companies. He's assisting us in the development, in what is requirements for pre-IND meeting, what tests to be done, where to do. So it's a shortcut, utilizing his knowledge for a very target 2023, which I will elaborate a bit later. So just to recall again to our new investors, Innocan was established in 2017. We already have major achievements which we make public regarding our encapsulated CBD. This stage is the focus to bring everything to be ready for the next stage for commercialization. Pre-IND meeting, test, everything required for the next level. We are working with Professor Chezi Bernholz, who has a lot of experience on one side. The other side, we are developing our exosome CBD loaded, which is more, it's less advanced than the injectable, but we are making a lot of projects and a lot of new innovation behind this. And our premium consumer wellness segments is growing. We are very happy about this. I think what is different about Innocan, and we get very pride, is based on our IP, intellectual properties, which are reviewing each and every category. If we talk about the liposome, some of them are in national phase, and we kept them very carefully, and we are expanding the patent portfolio for each and every indication. We just did a press release that we got the first patent for our topical pain relief products granted by the USA. And we are very happy because it's a very unique formulation. We already have sale, but the patent gives us additional abilities for future commercialization. So if we look at Innocan roadmap for 2023, I try to put in one slide what is next, what is the roadmap. So we have a very strong IP, different families of patents covering our injectable CBD. The target is to do 2 types of licensing. The first one for veterinary, and I will go back. People use CBD today for administrate their dogs and their pets. The veterinary doctors feel very welcome to use the CBD. It's very hard to administrate. We have proof clinical data that it works in different indications, pain management and epilepsy in dogs. And we have to remember drugs behave similar in dogs and human beings. So out licensing, it's a thing that we cannot really avoid. We are in the preparation for a pre-IND meeting with the FDA to prepare everything for commercialization and licensing deals on one hand, and we are doing safety and toxicology requirements for the future human application. Regarding our non-pharma IP with the pain relief and our anti-aging, we are doing few things simultaneously. The first one, we noticed that a lot of potential distribution value, Innocan R&D and clinical approach, and are requesting white label opportunity. this is something we are focusing. So we have currently our distribution, but targeting for 2023, which is ongoing, is signing additional white label agreements. And this is the perfect fit for Innocan. We invest in R&D, we invest in the second level of proving our efficacy. Marketing-wise, we spend less money on marketing, and the ideal partnership that we use the partner marketing abilities, brand name, and they use our knowledge and formulation. This is on one side. The other side, our e-commerce partnership, we see accelerations of sales through this network, and we are very happy with the results. So let's go and talk about what is addressable market. So we discussed the veterinary, primarily dogs. The market-wise, the valuation is $29.4 billion. This is the global veterinary market. We already know that 74% of dog owners report talking about application of giving their pets CBD. 24 of them use CBD. And we saw perfect, ideal result out of both pain management, arthritis, and epilepsy. So this is the first market we are targeting, which also the requirements for this are a little bit less than human. Alongside, we are targeting eventually licensing with big pharma companies for different applications. And we talk about topical, we see the market of CBD cosmetic increasing. We are active both in the CBD with the distribution and online with the topicals without the CBD, and we see how this is growing to substantial numbers in continuing in 2023. Going back to the challenge we had when we established Innocan, everybody knows that the CBD is very positive. It has high therapeutic efficacy, but the problem is that actually the body destroy most of the CBD that's being administered. So we want to overcome this bioavailability. What you put in, we want it not to be destroyed or not absorbed by the body. We want to reach high bioavailability absorption as possible. So we have developed this liposome system. Liposome comes from the word lipid, oil. So we entrap in a capsule high amount of cannabinoids. What I can tell you that we search a lot of available delivery platforms today at the market. No one actually provides such a high loading of CBD. This is something that is really differentiate Innocan, having ability to load much CBD in this capsule and provide 1 month therapeutic. So we do two things simultaneously. Everything we put inside the capsule is found later on the blood, but so we have 100% bioavailability, nothing is destroyed. And this lasts for 1 month. So we are talking about one injection and release of therapeutic effect in the blood. We actually measure for dogs how much CBD is in the blood. We took blood from them day 1, day 2, after a week, after 1 month, and we start. There's no destroy. What you put in, eventually found in the blood. More, it's not just found in the blood, it's effective dosage. So we load exactly what is needed to be effective. We have presented this in a scientific article in a leading veterinary magazine. We have shown this in 2 different types of indication. Epilepsy. We took dogs that suffer with high epilepsy seizures. Epilepsy in the population, it's 1% in humans. It's 1% also in dogs, the same concentration. We took dogs from the extreme that has at least 3 seizures a week. Some of them need to be hospitalized. Imagine about kids that have frequent seizures. We can bring them something that will probably be effective, relieve them from epilepsy seizures. We know that GW, who were purchased by Jazz for $7.2 billion, their patent epidemiologics is going to expire in 2025. So they must look for alternative solutions. So this is one indication. The second indication is the pain management. As we discussed, this is both for arthritis and different kind of pains. Please check Innocan YouTube channel, which will actually, we have a lot of testimonials from dogs owners seeing the benefits. And again, one injection for 1 month. So you can see this on YouTube under Innocan. We actually reported a lot of successful, and we try to be very transparent on the development of the company. Again, Innocan was established 5 years ago. Now we are on the stage that we are ready for the next pre-IND meeting, and so on. Innocan, I'm very happy that we were screened also and on the news in different magazines. Innocan is innovation cannabis, and we bring a lot of innovations backed by a lot of patent applications in the different fields. If we talk about pillars for 2023, it is very clear. Regarding our injectable, now we are on the stage to perform toxicology and safety tests, everything by the guidance of Anthony, to be prepared for a pre-IND meeting. Follow after we get their feedback. The next stage would be human pre-IND meeting. This is on one stage. The second is our white label agreements for the consumer line, expanding our premium cosmetic sales online, and continue our research regarding the exosome loading CBD. We have a very intensive 2023. We review based on again all the activities in the different fields. We are very proud of our team, all the people working to accelerate Innocan value to our shareholders. So this is in a general update. We will continue to update you upcoming this month, the financials for 2022 and updates regarding our various developments. So this is the update presentation. I got several questions. Some of this I can disclose, some is forward-looking information. So in general, we believe that going to the pre-IND meeting, after we finish everything, will be in about Q3. And again, because Antonio is very involved, we try to do everything from what the veterinary animal health company will require. His knowledge is accompanied us very carefully how we design everything. So it's going to be the same language. I think that towards the end of the year, we will probably be in a position to start licensing conversations for different applications with different entities. Once we feel it's the time and ready, we'll share our conversation with different entities. One question was asked about...
Iris, might it be better if I just read aloud the questions? I think it's a little bit easier than from...
Oh, okay. So I will read. I will read and then you do it in German.
Yeah, I think that might be a little bit easier for the investors and shareholders.
So, go to a question. Who market the licensing and Innocan Pharma? So you want to...
So should I maybe start with question 1.1?
No, now we are in the licensing, so we go 2.3.
You're already 2.3, okay?
Yeah, let's finish this stuff first.
Okay, should I then read loud 2.4? 2.3, okay. Also vielleicht ganz kurz zum Überblick. Wir haben insgesamt 4 Gruppen von Fragen bekommen. We received 4 different areas of questions. Insgesamt ungefähr 20 Fragen, in total roughly 20 questions. Und ich versuche da so ein bisschen Ordnung reinzubringen, dass wir Gebiet für Gebiet durchgehen. I try to organize in a way that we speak about each topic. So die Frage 2.3, auf 1 komme ich dann gleich noch, auf zum ersten Punkt. 2.3 ist, wer vermarktet bei Innocan Pharma die Lizenzen? So question 2.3, who markets the licenses at Innocan Pharma?
So, first of all, we have Ron Meron, who was the CEO of Teva. We have Richard Selvin. We have Tony is involved in this as well. And of course, Professor Chezi Bernholz, who already approved and licensed 4 of these developments. So we have a very strong team. Each one is responsible for a different angle of the discussion. And we have also our CFO respond to the numbers. So it's a team, it's a work team. Everybody contribute based on its contribution.
Should I just go to 2.4 or do you want to say anything? Yeah, 2.4? Okay, Frage 2.4. Worauf konzentriert sich das Unternehmen aktuell, um sich besser auf dem Markt zu präsentieren? Und was wird nach hinten verschoben, was aktuell nicht so wichtig ist? What is the company currently concentrating on in order to present itself better on the market? And what is being shifted to the back, which is not so important at the moment?
So I think through the presentation, I understand that the focus is heavily on the progress of the injectables on one hand, because it's the time to share the pharmaceutical companies, the animal health companies, with our knowledge innovation. We are going to participate in also specific exhibition later in the year to present all our results and data. And so we are doing a lot of activity to be prepared for the next stage. This is being done by the team I discussed before regarding the marketing and distribution and white labeling of our topicals. Ronnie Campy, our COO, is in charge of this with the distribution team here, sales and marketing people to assist him with the distributions. If we go back, 2 questions about share option and investors. So we talked about.
Should I maybe just go through the questions?
Yeah, go through the questions.
Yeah, well, would be. Do you want to say anything further to question 2.1 and 2.2? Or
oh no,
they are done.
So now question 4. Let's talk about them. Then we can go back. Okay.
Okay. The next question area would be then number 4. Okay, gut. Vielleicht ganz kurz zur Übersicht. Also wie gesagt, 4 Bereiche. Im ersten geht es um Forschungsergebnisse, Produktentwicklung, Antragstellung, Zulassung. The first section is Research Results, Product Development, Applications and Approval. Zweiter Bereich, den wir schon zum größten Teil beantwortet haben, ist Markteintritt, Kooperation, Lizenzierung. Second area is Market Entry, Cooperation and Licensing. Der dritte Fragenbereich ist Umsätze, Kosten. The third area is Revenues and Costs. Und der vierte Bereich, mit dem wir jetzt gleich weitermachen, ist Aktien, Optionen, Investor Relations. The third area is Shared Options and Investor Relations. So, die erste Frage aus dem Block 4 ist, Question 4.1, ist in 2023 mit der Ausgabe neuer Aktien bzw. Optionen zu rechnen? Question 4.1, is the issue of new shares options to be expected in 2023?
So we do not issue new share and options. New share and options are issued only when we have investment coming on. So we don't just issue shares or options. So if we will have in the future investment, we will issue share and option. The second question was about Innocan Pharma shareholder structure. Eva, maybe you say in Germany.
Yes, Frage 4.2. Wie sieht die Aktionärstruktur von Innocan Pharma aus? So what is Innocan Pharma shareholder structure?
So Ruth Parsol, who invested in originally IPO, will continue through her family fund called Tamartec. They are still holding their 20%. They have been participating in all the investments. They have not sold one stock. They only exercised the warrants, participated. They hold 20%. Management and insiders hold additional 35%. So about 45% is in the public hands. It's divided in Germany, and Canada, and in the US. The second, the further question, who are the major shareholders? So it's Tamartec. Regarding institutional investors, the last round we did in October 22 with the $6 million US investors, institutional participated. The management, Eva, you want to read the order?
Yeah, maybe it would be helpful because not all of the shareholders understand English as well. If I just could read the questions loud. Also Fragepunkt 4.3 sind, wer sind die Großaktionäre? Gibt es institutionelle Anleger? Wer ist vom Vorstand mit wie viel Prozent an Innocan Pharma beteiligt? Wie hoch ist der Free Float in Prozent? So the question 4.3. Who are the major shareholders? Are there institutional investors? Who are the management board? Has a stake in Innocan Pharma and what percentage? What is the free float percentage?
So as we spoke about, 55% is held by management insider and Tamartec. So the free float is about 45%. We see now that there are spikes. When we have a press release, we see movement. Otherwise, I know the market is challenging. Everybody's not happy with the share price. Me as well. But this is the situation. I think that we can be very proud that people are trusting in the company, the management, and the team. They see the progress we are making. And no, it's rough time, but we have very exciting year coming up. And we have, I'm very proud to say, we have loyal investors that really follow up us, communicate. They send me mail, WhatsApp, and see on LinkedIn and Twitter and Facebook. And we hope the market will be stabilized and will reflect Innocan activities and major milestone, but we will continue to achieve throughout the year.
Next question, 4.4. Plant der Vorstand, Unternehmensanteile aus dem Free Float zu erwerben? Does the board of directors plan to acquire company shares from the free float?
So most of the Innocan's money is focused on R&D. Just to do a pre-IND meeting, it's about less than $1 million. Just to take the animal, everything, all the requirements, $75,000 US. So this is the focus of Innocan. Getting the free float out is less because we know that eventually a strong company that deliver to a milestone, it will reflect. So this goes without saying. We cut back on a lot of expenses in the G&A for this year. We spent every cent of our budget very carefully. Focus is research and development, and primarily they are injectable cannabinoids.
Okay, question 4.5, you more or less already answered that question. In das Question ist, also es geht darum, die Frage, warum Innocan Pharma so stark auf den deutschen Markt, die Investor Relations Arbeit auch fokussiert. So the question 4.5 is, why does Germany play a greater role in Innocan Pharma investor relations work, since all announcements are also published in German? Do you want to say anything further, or?
So we discussed about the German investors. We Innocan really value this. I think it was very smart to do a double listing in Germany. We have a lot of followers, and through Eva and the network, we are trying to spread the news, share the development. So thank you. If we go back to the product development, Eva, maybe we can read question point 1.2. Sorry for the mix.
No problem. 1.2. So we skipped 1.1?
Yeah.
Okay. So, also in der Gruppe 1 geht es nochmal um Forschungsergebnisse, Produktentwicklung, Antragstellung, Zulassung. So, question group 1 is research results, product development, applications and approval. 1 werden wir überspringen, da Frau Bincovich da nicht zu sagen kann. We will skip question 1.1. Frage 1.2. Question 1.2. Wann ist mit dem Abschluss der vorklinischen Untersuchungen mit Bezug zu Liposomen Produktentwicklung zu rechnen, beziehungsweise wann rechnen Sie mit der Antragstellung zu einer Phase 1 Studie? When do you expect to complete the preclinical studies related to liposome product development, or when do you expect to submit an application for the phase 1 study?
Okay, so before phase 1, there was preclinical pre-FDA meeting. It is planned to be submitted around Q3. Now, FDA has 60 days to apply back. This is now, it's a new timing. They cannot relate it. The meeting is you submit the information and you ask very specific questions in order to get specific answers. You are telling them, we did this and this and this. Is this okay? We are planning to do this and this and this. Now, I'm very fortunate to work on one hand with Professor Presley Bernard, who did a lot of submission, with Antonio, who did a lot of submission. So now we focus on accomplishing all the safety toxicology tests needed. So to have as much as information we estimate the FDA will ask us. Now, what is it's a quite new thing we learned through the process from our advisors, that when submission for a veterinary application, you can start selling, and then you have to complete all the requirements in 18 months. So once we have the package ready, we can start licensing discussions and to put heavy force or maximum efforts on this, because from the submission, you can almost start immediately selling. So this is its advantage that if you submit the right information, you can very fast go to the next stage. So this is something we are focusing only after we receive the 60-day answer from the FDA, we would go to human application, because we want to maximize all the information and all the possibility for veterinary license. So first, and as a small, very focused company, the strategy is always to do the out licensing per indication. We're not going to sell the whole technology. Per indication for one company, another indication for another company. Today we are focusing on the CBD, but we have to remember that the patents are very wide. They are covering a lot of cannabinoids. The technology is suitable for the different cannabinoids. There are 460 different cannabinoids. We are not doing any THC. We are not doing any flavonoids. But there are CBD and CBG and CBN for different indications. Now, 2023 focus CBD licensing, and then we can expand the development to different applications because we see a lot of additional benefits, not just the two I described, of different molecules. So submitting or delivering to the body one injection for 1 month can target a lot of different indications. This is what I can say now. Approval. We discussed 1.3 is you want to read the question?
Ja, yes, please. What would be great. So, Frage 1.3, question 1.3. Wann ist mit der Zulassung der LPT-Plattform und der klinischen Nutzung zu rechnen? When can we expect approval of the LPT platform and clinical use?
So again, honestly, everything will come out to the pre-IND meeting. This will be a major step, and this is what all the companies focusing on. We do things in parallel. We do this, but we also do the upscaling for the process. There are a lot of different parameters that actually support the submission, not just safety and toxicology test. So it's also being done in parallel, upscale requirements, producing raw materials, everything to have us ready for the next stage. Collaboration partners. This is the 1.5. Do you want to answer 1.4? 1.5.
No? Okay.
Yeah.
1.5. Gibt es gewünschte Partner, mit denen man gerne zusammenarbeiten möchte, um die Forschung besser voranzutreiben? Are there any desired partners with whom you would like to collaborate in order to better advance research?
So once we focus on the veterinary for the first stage, we have analyzed the 5. There are only 5 leading animal health pharmaceutical companies. BI, Engelhard, very valid names. So there are 5 leading veterinary companies. We have already defined whom we would like to talk when we have the right package ready. And I recall again, we have Richard Servin, who have a lot of network. We have Tony with a lot of network. So this is a quite achievable task. Regarding the human, again, we know that GW, who were purchased by Jazz, will be in a situation. So, of course, contacting them in the right time would be a target. So we are building, the right package. And once we feel this is the time to push the buttons and start knocking on additional partnership, we will. Yes, 1.5.
1.6 now?
1.6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Frage 1.6. Die avisierte Timeline der Milestones in den Bereichen LPT, CLX und der Beauty-Produkte. The announced timeline of milestones in the areas of LPT, CLX and beauty products. So,
I can answer like this. Regarding milestone, we will continue updating about milestone. Milestone are composed of patent updates, collaboration, stages of the development. So this is planned from now until we do the submission. There are plenty of milestones the company would probably achieve in the coming months in the different areas. I highlighted in general what is the focus of the company for this year, and I'm very happy that I can state that you actually see the things that will allow this to develop. Okay, 1.7.
1.7 ist, also 1.7 ist Innocan weiter im Zeitplan und kann man bald mit neuen Forschungsergebnissen rechnen? Is Innocan still on schedule and can we expect new research results soon?
Yes, and yes. This is what I can say. I can tell you that we implemented a priority system with a very detailed Gantt. Actually, every week, our head of R&D is accountable is what is happening in each stage of each development. We got a very detailed overviewing of what is happening in the different fields. Dr. Eyal Kalo joined us about a year ago, and he is reviewing the professors that work in the university and the development of our topicals. So we implemented a lot of review and operational processes because there are so many projects ongoing, and we have a very strict missions for 2023. So yes, it's still on schedule. We expected to update on the different stages of the project so that they happen.
Wonderful. Thanks so much. Ganz herzlichen Dank. Und wir sind mit dem ersten Fragenblock durch. We just have finished the group of questions of Group 1. Die zweite Gruppe, Group 2, Iris, do you still want to answer point 2.1 and 2.2?
Okay, no, this I cannot disclose. Regarding turnover and profit, I think we have to wait another 10 days so we can share the financials, which are looking good. Development cost, again, most of the budget is based, on R&D, and this is what I can share. We do look very carefully on spending. We did a lot of tightening the budget because we want to be focused and to prepare for the next stage.
Das war jetzt schon ein Vorgriff auf den dritten Frageblock, also den zweiten hatte die Iris schon gesagt, dass sie die ersten beiden Fragen nicht beantworten kann. So this was already just a focus of block 3. Iris just mentioned that she cannot answer the first questions. Als börsennotiertes Unternehmen kann natürlich Frau Bincovich nicht alles beantworten. As a listed company, she is just not allowed to answer everything. Daher sind wir mit 2.2 durch. Der dritte Block, im dritten Block geht es eben um die Frage zur Umsetzung und Kosten. So the third block of questions is regarding revenues and costs. Und wie Iris gerade schon zusammengefasst hat, wir haben da 2 Fragen in dem Bereich. Sollte man vielleicht noch über 10 Tage abwarten, dann kann man dann genauer die Zahlen sind. So you should just wait around 10 days, then you get more detailed figures. Und sie hatte nochmal eben erwähnt, dass momentan natürlich sehr genau geschaut wird, wofür man die Ausgaben tätigt. Iris just mentioned that she very carefully looks on the cost which she spends. Und dass es aber eben weitere Details in etwa 10 Tagen geben wird. So further details are in 10 days. Okay.
So eventually I will not understand Germany, but I will understand just the sentences, not the words.
No problem at all. Gut, dann sind wir eigentlich mit den Fragen durch. We already have answered all the questions. Ich habe per E-Mail keine weiteren Fragen erhalten. I haven't received any further questions. Wenn Sie jetzt daher die Gelegenheit noch stellen wollen, eine kurze Frage per E-Mail reinzureichen, if you would like to send further questions, that would be your chance to ask a question. Iris, anything else you would like to add?
No, if somebody wants to ask me a question, I will try to answer as I can. Please.
Gut.
But in English.
Gut, dann darf ich mich ganz herzlich bedanken. Weitere Fragen sind nicht reingekommen. So I haven't received any further questions. Wenn Sie noch Fragen haben, gerne einreichen. Wir schauen, wie wir sie beantworten können. So, Iris, then that's it for today. Ich darf mich ganz herzlich für Ihre Aufmerksamkeit bedanken und dann sehen und hören wir uns hoffentlich beim nächsten Mal. Ganz herzlichen Dank und schönen Abend noch. Thanks a lot and bye bye.
Thank you.
Bye bye.